All right, every semester around this time, kind of towards the end of the semester, I get into talking about social media promotion, and I get a little advertising budget where I can promote some content from the different student media channels. I usually pick either the Lumberjack or NAZ Today. So I just wanted to go in and give you a demonstration of how I go through this process. I found, for the most part, the most effective thing I can do is pick a piece of content on the Lumberjack that's relevant for, that's kind of relevant, and also, I don't know if mundane's the word, but I try not to pick controversial issues. Whether that's right or wrong, I guess we can talk about it. But right here, I have a story that Lumberjack just ran that I think is really appropriate for us. It's a good story about this paintball club. It's pretty well written. It has some engaging imagery. It has a video. And overall, it's just kind of that student-oriented or just particular audience-oriented type content that I think is really good for this demonstration. So here we have a Lumberjack article that we've promoted on Facebook. You can see that promotion right here. You can also see it's gotten fairly good engagement. So my decision at this point is to look at ways that we can get more people to see this, and hopefully an audience that's relevant to us. So there's a bunch of different ways to go about this. I guess I could make it quick and just click boost this post, which would get us right into which would probably just bypass a lot of the stuff I want to have as part of this demonstration. So I'm going to jump over here to the Ads Manager and talk about the audience tools in Facebook and show you that right here you can see I've got a variety of different audiences that I've created over the years. So this one right here is an audience for 18 to 20 or 25 to 55-year-olds in northern Arizona. You can see right when you scroll over this, no, wrong people. Anyway, there it is. That there's about 69,000 people in that particular audience. You can look at these other audiences, and you can see that this is a little bit smaller, 32 plus. 25-mile radius of Flagstaff, Arizona. I pulled down here. This is parents of kids 3 to 18. This is the type of thing, if we had kind of a grade school or something oriented towards that audience, we might promote. We do a lot of school stuff for elementary schools around Flagstaff, so that might be a good audience there. And then this is the one that I'll focus on today. I generally, just for the sake of this, I like my students to see the ads that I do, so I've tried to create an audience oriented towards NAU students, which was actually a little harder than I realized. What I've done with this one is I've gone ahead and created this audience. I've narrowed it down to being within Flagstaff, Arizona. You can see if you click this drop down, it's not in there, but I want people that were in this location. Right, so that doesn't mean they've said they live here. That just means they say they're actually physically in this location when they're looking at Facebook. For this, I've clicked 18 to 27 years old. I've picked both genders. I've picked in college, which narrows that down. And then I've also got here, they've listed their college as Northern Arizona University. And you can see there's more students than 10,000, which this audience has picked. I think 9,700 here at NAU. I just want to really get this as focused as I can on these students. So depending on how some of these folks enter their information. So a lot of students, for example, might not say they're going to NAU. They might not say they're in college, right? So I'm going to lose those folks. But I found this is maybe a little more effective at reaching these folks than trying to just pick that particular demographic of 18 to 27-year-olds within the Flagstaff area. So I'm sure there's a lot of ways to kind of target that a little bit better. and I would love to hear them. But just so you guys can see here, this is my target audience. It's 18 to 27-year-olds living within 25 miles of Flagstaff who have identified themselves as being in college and going to Northern Arizona University. That gives me a target audience size of 9,700 people. So here's another route we can do this. I can just go ahead and create an ad. I'm going to click on this for you guys right here. You can see these are all the different objectives that Facebook gives me options to pursue. The one I've found in general is the best is I just want to get reach. I've gone with trying to get people engaging on our content. I'm trying to get people following our page and stuff like that. And honestly, after experimenting with just a bunch of different tools like local awareness and so forth, I find the best way to get more people following our content, following our page, is to give them content in a promoted post that is particularly relevant to them and interesting to them. And they see that in their news feeds. They maybe weren't familiar with the Lumberjack, but they see that there's a piece of content there that's interesting to them. And in general, I'll get some kind of reaction out of them. They'll either just see it, they'll click on it with a like or something. But ideally, after I run a campaign like this, often I'll get maybe 20 or 30 more follows. So I'm going to skip out of this section here. I'm just going to run back to Boost a Post because this is going to work a little more quickly for me. But here's my post. I think it's pretty good kind of start here. Interesting little play on words. I've got a really nice image. I've got a connection through to Lumberjack. I've already reached, even before I began promoting this content, 340 people, which is a little higher than typical for Lumberjack posts. And you can see here it's already been shared by one individual already. So that's what we want to see. Lots of this, lots of this. Let's see if we can get that. We'll go ahead and boost a post. And here it is. Here's my target audience at 18 to 27-year-old NAU students. And let's jump down into budget. Let's see, run this ad. Duration, you will spend an average of $30. We'll run for 3 days ending April 10th. Well, I don't know. I've got a $300 budget overall. I'm not sure I want to spend quite that much money. That does get me my entire audience, though. Decisions. Let's drop this down to 80. See what that gives us. That's going to give me, oh my, there we go. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, that's a pretty high spend, but let's go ahead and see what we do. What's our figured reach here? Ending April 27th. Yeah, let's just make it 50. I'm sorry. You guys are seeing what a cheapskate I am right now. But let's go ahead and see. 18 to 27-year-old NAU students, that's my target audience. I'm going to spend $50 on that. I've got an estimated reach of 3,400 to 9,000 people. That about gets my audience. Currently, this has me scheduled to run for 3 days. And I'm going to put this on my credit card that you can see right there. So let's go ahead and boost it. There we go. All right, so here's my order summary. Again, that's my NAU audience. It's going to run for 3 days. I'm going to spend $50. It's going on my Visa card, which I will bill back. I don't know how I got boosted up to $38, but I'm just going to go ahead and live with that. And yeah, that looks good to me. Oh, actually I'm at $50. So anyway, sorry I'm rambling. Here we go. And then we'll show the rates in an upcoming post.